Hello everyone, this is Loyatina. Welcome back to my channel again. Please subscribe, like, share, and do all that you have to do so that somebody else will get to know about this. Today we are going straight to the point to talk about intestate succession law. This basically tells us who is going to get what when a person dies without making a will. So in case you die without making a will, what does your mother get, your father, your siblings, your wife, if you have a side chick, what does the side chick get from it? And if you have a child in another relationship who you were not married to the mother or the father, then what does that child get from it? Does the family have anything to gain? Can the family come for your things? No, let's just get straight into the discussion right now. So the law basically says that it is your personal property that can be shared when you are dead. So it means that if it's a company property or it's a family property, then it is not your personal property. It has to be your personal property. So it was some property that was and you were entitled to, but you didn't even know before you died. But it has to be your personal property, not a company property, not a family property. So now the law says that if you die leaving one house will mean 10-bedroom house. It doesn't matter that it is 10 bedrooms. So far as we can say that this is one house, it is one house. The law says that the one house will go to your children and your spouse. Remember that for customary law, a man can marry more than one wife. And so it means that if a man married 3 wives or 4 wives, it means that the one house will be shared equally between the spouse and the children. The law says that household chattel includes TV, fridge, electrical appliances, everything in the house, jewelry. And then even if it's a car and it is not wholly used for commercial purposes, that is part of household chattel. The law says that this will also go to the children and the spouse equally. So it means that if there are 3 wives and 10 children, they all have to share the household chattel equally. Yes, after sharing the one house and then the household chattel, the law says that if there's a child who is in school, some provision should be made for that child just because the child is in school. Yes, so that the person can use it to take care of his or her education. After sharing the one house, the household chattel, and then the provision made for the child who is in school, the law says that the other properties will be shared in this manner in case the rest of the property or the value of that property is more than 1,000 cedis. So take note, if after sharing all that we have mentioned, the household chattel, then one house, and then if an arrangement has been made for the child who is in school, in case the value of the estate which is remaining is more than 1,000 Ghana cedis, which is 10 million old cedis, the law says that there's a particular ratio that we will share the property in. And so the ratio is what I'm going to discuss here. So in case there is a spouse, there are children, there are parents, then this is how it's going to be shared. 3/6 will go to the spouse, 9/16 will go to the children, then 2/16 will go to the parents if they are alive, and then 2/16 will be shared in accordance. Yes. And then if there is a spouse without children, it means that half of the estate, half of the value of the estate will go to the spouse. Then after that, 1/4 will go to the parents, and 1/4 will also be shared in accordance with customary law. Again, if there are only children, there is no spouse, and then there are children only, and then parents, the law says that 3/4 of the value of the estate will go to the children. 3/4. After that, 1/8 will go to the parents, and then 1/8 will be shared in accordance with customary law. When we say that it will be shared in accordance with customary law, it means that we'll use whether your patrilineal system or matrilineal system. So it means that if it is your nephews and nieces who would inherit you, as we are also Gan, they inherit patrilineally. They also have their own system. So that is what we say that it will be shared in accordance with customary law, right? But if I use wife and husband, I mean that you must be married properly under either Mohammedan law or whether customary law or the ordinance. If you are just a girlfriend, it doesn't matter that you have been a girlfriend for 20 years or 30 years, it doesn't make you a wife, right? Yes, and it doesn't matter that you've given birth with the person for more than 3 children or 4 children. So far as they've not done the proper marriage ceremony for you, whether customary, which is what we call the engagement, or ordinance or Mohammedan, then you are not a wife, and so you'll not be entitled to. And please take note that if I use wife here or spouse here, I mean wife and husband at the same time. It means that if you're a husband, you can get what your wife was entitled to. You can also inherit from your wife, and then if you're a wife, you can also inherit from your husband. So what do grandchildren get to inherit from their grandparents? If you're a grandchild, the only time that you get something from your grandparents' estates when they die without a will is when your parents died before you, or your parents died before your grandparents. It means the law says that you'll be entitled to a part of what your mother or your father was entitled to, or you can get all of what they were entitled to under the law that we have discussed here. Yes. So if somebody dies without a will, then what do? The law says that someone has to apply for letters of administration, which you call the LA. So who can apply for the LA? The law says that the wife is number one, or the spouse is number one, then children, then parents, then before customary successor, in that order. So any of these people can apply. When they apply for this LA or letters of administration, doesn't mean that the property has been given to them. It only means that the court has given them authority to share the properties in accordance with the law, and so they have to look at the law that we have just discussed and share it among themselves. All right. I know there will be questions. Of course, I cannot exhaust everything right now, and the question that will come will show me what to discuss in my next video, or I'll reply you in the comment section. So please feel free to ask the questions by commenting. Let me know what you think about this video. Share. I'm sure we'll meet again very soon. Thank you very much, and have a very, very, very good day. Bye.